to have you all here. And what I like to feel is that we are just actually exploring a whole bunch of stuff together. Um, and obviously, over the limitations of the technology, there may be a few things which uh, may not be addressable so directly. I mean, normally I'd like to feel that I can really get the sound of our singers, as good as possible. Anyway, let's hope for good internet connection from everybody, but let's bear with each other as well. I'm want you to feel completely relaxed. These are working sessions only. They're not judging sessions, and you're able to please feel free to ask anything that you feel might be relevant to how you're going about uh, performing and or presenting and or just working through the material that we're going to be hearing today. I'm thrilled to talk to you from England. I'm just about to start my rehearsals for the Don Giovanni at Covent Garden, in which I make my role debut as Leporello. So I've sung the Don, for about 25 years. So it's time for me to hand over the reins and let the other guys have a go. So I'm really, I'm as nervous as anyone on the first day of rehearsals. Had a coaching today on the recitative, which is unbelievably challenging as ever in Italian. So I'm going through it as well. So I'm kind of there with everybody trying to put the finishing touches on all the work we do. So, but anyway, thank you for coming to this masterclass, to this opera class. But we will talk about general singing as a result. So I'm very happy to start. Let's have our first participant.
All right, so whoever would like to start first out of our singers, go ahead.
Who's ready to go?
It looks like Brian is.
Great.
Mute yourself.
Great.
There we go. Well, hello. Just let me turn on my speaker real quick. But in the meantime, my name is Brian McClary. I am forgot it speaks. Well, as you know, as you can see on the screen, my name is Brian McClary. I am a first-year master's student at Indiana University. And today I will be performing Resta Immobile from Guglielmo Tell by Rossini.
Resta immobile e ver la terra, inchinam ginocchio a pregar, invoca in Dio nel suo favore, al Senor non potrai dei genicore, così mandi col guardo fiso al ciel, così mandi col guardo fiso al ciel, tu per amor vacillare potresti, venendo contro te, lanciar l'acuto sral, un moto sol pantria, la vita noi costar, giammi, pensa tua madre, che ci attende. gemmi, gemmi, pensa tua madre, che ti attende. Pensa tua madre, insieme.
Terrific. Well done. Well done. I had a technical fallout, I'm afraid, right in the middle.
Oh no.
Yeah. So but I enjoyed the fact that you were performing with commitment and certainly with application. So thank you for that. I'm wondering if there's a way that let's do a little bit of work, and then I'm going to ask you to sing the middle section again, because
Yes.
I only got the last probably about 30 seconds. I know it's only 2.5 minutes long, but in any case, it was just that section here. Now, thank you very much for the articulation. That's really great. And what I'm also happy about is I can feel that you're trying to apply a real sense of style, a real legato, which is very helpful. One thing, Brian, is I'm wanting, when we do a little bit of work now, is remember that this is a prayer.
Right.
This is one of those moments in opera when everything stops around you, and you have this solo cello, which is kind of doing this noodling around you, and it's kind of like this is what's going on in your head, okay? So that there's a real sense of this is, as you know, I'm sure. Just describe the moment, what this is in the opera, just so everybody has a context of when it is.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone knows the story of William Tell. He is
Sure.
being challenged to shoot an arrow off. Shoot a apple off of his son's head, or face death. So he's talking to his son, telling him to, you need to remain still, you need to remain quiet, you need to remain absolutely motionless, or for the both of us, we'll be killed.
Yeah. And what does he say to do with his thoughts? What's he say? What do you think? What should you be thinking of?
God. Just let him take the wheel.
Yes, and there's someone else he's saying to think about.
The mother, right.
That's it. So think of your mother, because they've both been captured by Gessler, the evil tyrant, and they're far away from her. They found themselves captured. So so it's actually, although it's one of those classic arias, it's actually a very condensed moment, and intimate moment. It's one of the most personal moments you can imagine, where you're actually saying this amazing, intense emotion to your son, who you might kill in the next instant. So there's a real sense of danger and focus. This is the one thing, of course, that is a challenge, because as a performer, one kind of wants to sing out, in that way. But actually, the scenario is like, Jimmy, just don't move. Just don't move. That's the real important thing. So I wonder if there's as I say, we might need the middle, the middle bit again, just to get that kind of. Although it's getting high in the voice, it has these amazing phrases. Now those intervals give you a chance to get into that kind of that, what I would call the more heartfelt sound of Brian. Brian's kind of real deep, inside stuff. Okay, some
Yeah.
people might call it chest register, but in any way, just from an emotional point of view, you might feel that it's the thing which is the most kind of open and vulnerable to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Given that you're singing it to track, do you want to just go from the beginning again, and or do you think you could pick it up in the middle?
Yeah, I have some timestamps in the music that I brought along with me, so I can those così rimanti.
Yes, that would be good. Yes, yes. Now, I'm also going to ask you, in this kind of feeling of being this intense emotional moment, I want you to feel that every syllable and every part of the phrase, they all have equal import in vocal production. Does that make sense? So that even though you're getting to the end of a phrase, make sure you're vibrating and phonating right to the very end. It's very helpful for the ear from an audience point of view to really hear the end of a note or know when the note stops. And it also is a very good discipline for each singer. Every singer who I'm going to hear today, I will be insisting that there is no falling back at the end of a phrase. That there's a vibration right to the very end. Now, it can be slightly less, but it still must have vibration. Okay? That's a really good, healthy vocal discipline to get involved in. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's have a session from Così Rimanti.
Così rimanti col guardo fiso al ciel, così rimanti col guardo fiso al ciel, tu per amor vacillare potresti, vedendo contro te lanciarla punto sral, un moto sol potria la vita noi costar, giammi pensa tua madre che ci attende insieme, Gianni pensa tua madre che ci attende.
Great. I'll save you that bit. Okay, just because those are the bits that I missed before. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Brian, a couple of small things. Thank you very much for getting that line. That's very helpful. Now, when we get line, let's not forget that the consonants are also energized. Now, I want you to think about your T's, your T sounds. Tua, or rimanti. So
rimanti.
That's nice. Rimanti. So keep the vibration.
Rimandi.
Yes, not too much softness. They should be quite crisp. These all of these, all of these. Right? Can you just give me the beginnings of the descending scales?
Tu per amor.
Yes, tu per amor. Yes. So tu per amor. So if you can, tu per amor, so that enjoy the physicality of the singing through the consonants. Does that make sense? So there's energy. Now the reason is it just means that you're trying to get from vowel to vowel, okay? And good classic Italian vowel sounds, but they have to transition through these active consonants, okay? And that will will create this line and delivery which is seamless. Okay? Give it a go.
Do you mind if I do this one a cappella?
Sure. Go ahead.
Tu per amor vacillare potresti,
Good.
venendo contro te, lanciar l'acuto stral.
Okay, very good. So now the next thing, I'm hearing all the articulation, and I'm hearing all the different vowels and the word formation, and everything. Now what I want to try and do is get Brian's sound continuous through all these sounds. Okay, so we don't find ourselves in a way which are where the vowel changes the sound that you make.
Right.
Does that make sense? So that everything is in the same sort of area. Just do the second phrase where it ends up down below.
Yeah.
Venendo contro te, lanciar l'acuto stral.
Yes, that's much better. Culto astral, rather than culto astral. Do you see what I mean? That's all kind of much more what I would call condensed, and that then makes the line really much steadier. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
My teacher kind of calls it raccogliere, sort of gathering the sound.
Oh, that's a very very helpful position. So I'm glad to reinforce what you're being taught already, which is great. Now, let's look at the top, shall we? Just the top notes.
Yeah.
Jeremy. Now, what I would like to feel is that you've got a little bit potentially within you that there's sometimes there could be a little more what I would call brillante in there.
Okay.
Just now, of course, if we had more time, I'd be able to figure out where in your voice that kind of lies naturally. I'm very happy that you have an E, the E vowel, which is nice and open at the bottom, and I'm very glad that you have an kind of an open sense of Jemmy. Now, what I would like to feel on Jemmy is that you don't shortchange the J.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So that you kind of got a chance to kind of Jemmy, so that again the double M is a transition rather than a lingering. And you get to phonate on Jemmy, because that will help the ring travel. Yes? Does that make sense? Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes,
good. That's the kind of height we need. Absolutely. Okay, do you want to just go into it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also have that marked down on the track as well.
okay, great.
Sol patria, a vita noi costar, Gemmi, pensa tua madre, che ci ha...
Good. So be careful of pensa tua madre. So there's a real...
Right.
So it's not just line, it's actually pensa tua madre. It's this thing where we have to be convinced that this is a real thought of yours.
Yeah.
You using your voice, but it's actually you've got energy in there. Can you just give me that? Just same place or just straight in?
Oh, let's try straight in. Just on the Jemmy.
Yeah.
Gemmi, pensa tua madre, che ci attende insieme. Gemmi, ben.
Yes. So on those bottom stuff, don't shortchange us. These aren't. Oops, I'm just going to get those ones out of the way because I got a big note coming up. Jemmy, 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 and that is where you will hear the preparation for the top. Okay,
Right.
if those are nicely grounded, that the voice is in a really relaxed spot right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave you with that. Our time is up, unfortunately,
Oh,
but
thank you very much.
that's a race through that. But thank you, Brian, very much. It's been great to hear you, and good luck with everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you for working with me.
All right. Look
Excellent.
after yourself. Big applause all around. Thank you. Lovely to hear that music.
Excellent. So I think that Melissa is ready next. Is that correct? Okay.
I am. My name is Melissa Chavez, and I'll be singing I Want Magic from A Streetcar Called Desire, named Desire. Wow, brain, okay. Sorry about that. Real, who wants real? I know I don't want it. I want magic. Magic, yes, that's what I want. That's what I try to give to people. I do misrepresent things. I don't tell the truth. But I tell what ought to be the truth. What it ought to be. Yes, magic, magic's what I try to give to people. If that's a sin, if that is such a sin, then let me be for it. Don't turn on that light. It all looks so ugly in the light. Why not see by candlelight? Or moonlight, or by starlight. They are bright enough to see by. Sometimes
Fantastic. I'm so happy to hear this music. Thank you so much. And what an acoustic you have around you as well. That's a really helpful thing to give you that space, you know, to feel. I'm the room I'm in here is the room that I do a lot of my singing in, and the small space is, you know, can be inhibiting sometimes. So thank you for setting yourself up so that we can really hear the echo around you as well. Um, yeah, tell me how long you've been learning this and how it plays in your life.
Oh, what a big question. I've been working on this aria sort of off and on for collectively maybe a few months. It's a tricky aria in some ways. And this during our COVID times, I had some opportunity to do some straight theater over Zoom.
Great.
And
Yeah.
one of the things that I got to do was play the role of Blanche Dubois just as a straight play. And
Wow.
yeah, it really was an amazing opportunity, and it really made me want to invest in these arias.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. When you were doing the straight theater kind of thing, how was that vocally? I
Oh,
mean, we
for her voice?
yeah, and
Yeah.
also in terms of the emotional range. I mean, how did that play on the voice?
I think, in that case, for that online sort of Zoom reading production of it, for the most part, it was kind of measured until she let sort of her rough edges out, and she
Yeah.
certainly has some.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think in some ways, I mean, why I'm asking is really, in some ways, this aria, I mean, it's beautiful. Of course it is. You let us see in the spoken bit, you just showed us a little bit of that side of her, which is just slightly out of control, which is useful. In a particular condensed version of who Blanche actually is. Now, I mean, I've got very little to say. You clearly know what the situation is. You're investing in absolutely the kernel of the moment, shall we say? This revelation from inside her. Of course, it tells one side of who she is, and is it an excuse? Is it an apology, or is she? Is it done with absolute conviction, and then it's interrupted by this, this disturbance? And I think, in some ways, what I would like to feel is because we'll probably get onto it with some of the other. I think there's another English aria going on. So, what is it about singing in English that we have to be aware of? One is that we don't try too much to sing with what we would see as our own speech placement. So I'm very grateful, Melissa, for you to have sung as much as you did, using the voice that's very well trained. That's not a criticism. That's to show that actually this music, because the tessiture is high. Let's not kid ourselves. In those few moments where it is right at the top of the range, don't be afraid at all. One of the things which I admired was your risk taking in trying to create the right dynamic. But let's all, when we're singing stuff which is, risky, which is on the edge of our, what I would call the fabric of the voice, let's all of us make sure that we're not cheating ourselves, that there's always a generosity, that there's always a reassurance that the voice is going to do it. Please don't risk trying to make a quiet sound, which is just quiet. It should be, well, in this case, magical. And I think in some ways you can fill that sound a little bit. Only once. Now, there's a very, the word magic. The word magic. When we say magic, it sits in a place in our pharynx, in our vocal mechanism, which is actually very far forward. Magic. And actually, when we sing, we can't afford to cut off some of the nicer resonances that are available to us. So for the most part, you dealt with it what I thought was in the absolute correct way, which is to absolutely give it space. And it almost might feel that when we get into the upper parts of the voice, that it's, you might be thinking of the almost the like the English way of English of England, magic. So there's almost an MEH in there, magic, to allow the head to take a lot of the resonance out of there. We will still hear magic. Does that make sense? Can you prove that to us?
Oh yes, and I think I know exactly the spot that you're referencing, because when I sang it, I had a similar, I had a similar internal narrative. It was on that, yes, magic's what I try to give to people.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Let me see if I can maybe be helpful to start close to that spot if I can.
If you can find it, but if
Okay, I think I found a spot that
well done. Good.
is at least close enough.
Yeah, fine. I don't mind hearing a bit more.
Okay. Magic, yes, that's what I want. That's what I try to give to people. I do misrepresent things. I don't tell the truth. But I tell the truth. What it ought to be. Yes, magic's what I try to give to people.
Okay, in the same way that magic, think when and
So sorry, my sound just cut out. I wonder if you can even hear me. Hang on one second here.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, absolutely, we can hear you.
Oh, yes, I can hear now. Sorry.
Oh, fine. Okay, so magic is what I try.
Try.
So try is the same thing, and but I that same idea of not getting too do you see what I mean? So keep it formulated within the same, well, what I would call your Melissa-ness. Yeah, so which is glorious. Thank you so much. And it's really I mean, listening to you go through what you were just doing, I wanted to reflect with everybody who's with us that actually we're all hearing the words very well, even though Mr. Previn, bless him, wrote this in a tessitura which is all about overtone. You know, it's using that head part of the voice, and particularly in the upper female voices. You know, I know you guys work so hard at your articulation and things, but we can't sacrifice the sound. So what we're trying to do is sing the best sound that we have with the vowels that we want to make sure that people actually understand as close as possible. But of course, it's about the emotion. And the emotion comes through the freedom of the sound. And in fact, what will happen is if we interrupt that delivery of that best sound, Melissa's best sound, is our ears as audiences suddenly go, oh, didn't quite, that's not as consistent, or that doesn't sound the same part of the voice. And we start to listen to two separate elements. It's tricky in the language that we know, because everything is based on our speech. You know, we live with speech so much every day of our life that the formation and the placement of our vowels, particularly, you know, has a very familiar place. we have to convince ourselves that actually singing is really just the basic 5 Italian vowels. And we have to make English magic. Magic is what I try to do. And the thing is, it sounds ridiculous when you say it. But when you sing like that and allow the expression, it will be amazingly understandable, comprehensible. And also it won't tire the fabric, even though you're up high. Would you just sing the end for us? Just I'd love to,
Absolutely.
and I'd just give you another chance at the top of the voice, just to give yourself that bloom at the top. I don't care what the vowel is, as long as it's your best sound.
Okay, great. Thank you for that second chance there. I think here. It all looks so ugly in the dark. Why not see by candlelight? Moonlight, ever silent, they are bright enough to see sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And thank you for committing well, I loved your little swell in towards the end there, and that shows freedom of voice, and that it's a technical exercise. It's a swell, but actually it's it's an emotional way to communicate. I mean, we receive it as an enjoyment personally that you're having with just making your voice swell like that. I would remind you, absolutely, even ba, when you think, see the light to see ba. Don't get too forward in that ba. Do you know what I mean? And you could probably use a little diphthong, just a ba. So it's almost, there's a little I at the end. That'll still sound Southern, I think. Anyway, that's up to you. But thank you, Melissa. That was just lovely. It's lovely to spend some time with you, and well done. It's been
Thank you.
super.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, terrific. Absolutely
you.
terrific.
All right, thank you so much, Melissa. So next we will have Anna, if you're ready.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay, okay, good. Hi, I'm Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Nice to meet you.
And you too.
I am a second-year master student at the Conservatory of Amsterdam, which is why my name says Conservatorium van Amsterdam.
Oh.
I'm from Texas, and today I would like... Oh, it's a bit hard to hear. Oh, I don't know how to fix that. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I've turned up my volume, and I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, there's a way to fix it here.
Let
It's
me.
not on
I mean, the input is already quite loud, but let me.
Okay. We could move the
Yeah,
microphone
the
closer.
thing. Is that any better?
Is that any better?
That sounds a bit better here. Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, so today I'd like to sing Am I in Your Light from Dr. Atomic by John Adams for you.
Thank you.
Am I in your light? Am I in your light? Am I in your light?
Fabulous. Anna, thank you so much. No, really, that is such a pleasure to hear you sing that. How long have you been spending with that music?
So that's a very that's a long answer-ish. I'll try to keep it short. I first started learning it when I switched to mezzo about 3 years ago.
Ah, okay.
And, I went through it and was very much like, this is scary. And then I started it actually to really get into it maybe around November.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly. I learned it
Okay.
for a class where we had
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I thank you for your answer because I think your journey into mezzodom needs to be reinforced. I think with the best positive vibes that means. All I'm saying is that don't be afraid of the lower end at all, because I get the feeling that that's an area where you probably have a lot more to give, and actually that will help inform. Well, there's two reasons for that. One is to give you freedom at the bottom, but also to be able to know the difference between what that openness is down there, and then how to allow the top of the voice to really find kind of a brilliance. Because if this is really open and relaxed down at the bottom, then the voice will be really prepared to be very, very vibrant and crystalline.
Yeah.
Which John was not very helpful. I mean, there's lots of I vowels up in the upper stuff, and I mean, I as a mezzo and a baritone and some lower tenors, we need to have that space in the I sound, but we also need to have that narrowness as well. What's the narrowness? It just is a smaller contained space where that kind of real wonderful vibration of carrying happens. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, now these are amazing words. Muriel Rukeyser had, well, I don't know what she had been drinking or whatever was part of her creative process, but the imagery is just extraordinary. Yeah. So, and I want to find all of Anna absolutely in that. You gave me lots. I'm not saying that you held back in any way, but I think you can just, yeah. I mean, it's not morning in Amsterdam right now, and I would give you an excuse if you were on the west coast of America a bit, but it's sun setting, things or something. Just think about this guy's reading at, in the early evening. Kitty Oppenheimer's probably had a little bit to drink. So things are really loose, and she doesn't want him to be reading at all. So there's that kind of investment in all that. So how can we do that? Well, part of it is about the way we sing it, and part of the way we sing it is to invest in all the syllables. Am I in your light? Am I in your light? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So can I just have the beginning again? That would be very, very helpful.
Am I in your light?
Okay, I've lost. I'm sorry. I have a loose connection. I'm so sorry. Can you give me some sound now?
Hello, hello? Can other people hear me?
No, I think it's my end. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Is it louder? I think we can just put the microphones closer to you.
I think because it said it's I think we can all we can listen to it.
There we are. Okay.
Yeah?
I can hear you now. Thank you.
Same? Am I in your light? Am I in your light? Am I in your light? No. Go on reading the hackneyed light of evening.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I know it's a small word. The hackneyed light of evening. It's amazing how these small words actually invest the emotion of the next words, and also it means that we're getting your whole voice all the time.
Yeah.
It's one of the things, again, as I was saying to Melissa, where if we because of our language familiarity and our speech rhythms, sometimes we don't give enough pleasure to the small stuff. So and that really helps the singing line, and it helps the emotion, because we're never disconnected from it, ever. What you just did there with those first 3 lines is absolutely what I'm talking about, because it's just we know what the meaning is just by the sound you create. You don't have to, am I in your light? Yeah, it's, am I in your light? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's very helpful. Can you carry on from where you were? Thank you.
The hackney?
The hackneyed light.
The hackneyed light of evening.
Okay, please make sure that you really are spending time on of evening.
Of
Yes, absolutely.
evening. Okay.
Of evening, yeah.
The hackneyed light of evening, quarreling with the bones. The book spent rectangle, solid on your knees. Only my fingers in your hair. Only my eyes splitting the skull to tickle your brain with love.
Okay,
It
okay.
was
Okay, thank you. So tickle your brain with love. Make sure you're singing right through to the end of that, because that's if you're trying to phrase off, and being musical, perhaps, I don't know, John might have written a diminuendo there, but I don't remember. It's just the investment in the sound of the word love. It's not the word love itself, it's the emotion of the vowel of love. I mean, you could even say from above.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So let's not set up the word love too specifically. Does that make sense? Thank you. Tickle. What a strange word to be singing. To tickle. Now, try not to go tickle. It's tickle. Tickle your. Does that make sense? Can you start right at tickle your brain with love?
To tickle your brain with love in a slow caress.
Okay, so what happens on the descent there? So caress. You can just let it happen. Don't try and put it anywhere. Just let where that vowel wants to be in the middle of that voice, where it wants to land. Try and just let it go.
Okay.
It may feel different, and it may feel, but just trust it.
Okay.
In a slow caress.
In a slow caress.
Oh. Absolutely.
Luring the mind, kissing your mouth awake, opening the body's mouth.
Okay. Now, where's that mouth in your voice, really?
Which
Just the. Yeah, just that. Where does that really? Mouth. Where's that in the baritone register of Anna here? Opening the body's mouth.
feels very.
Yeah. Well, just see where, because I have a feeling about this. I have a feeling that that's where some extra something is.
Okay.
Can you just do it? Opening the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Opening the body's mouth.
Okay. Now, what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of energy coming down,
Okay.
and what's happening is that it's bringing the top down into this area. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what's happening is you've got a lot of upper resonance from your soprano days. But I just want to encourage you to open that up into your mezzo contralto time.
Yeah.
Okay? I want you to take that away and just see what that produces for you. All right?
Okay.
Anna, we're at the end of that. But thank you so much. I could spend.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to sing it for you. Thank
Yeah, no, it's in great shape. Don't let any of these comments feel that there's anything other than, greater places to explore and wonderful things to enjoy from it. So congratulations. It's lovely to hear it. Great.
So much.
All right. Well, congratulations, Anna. And so we now have two singers remaining, and that is, I believe, Stephanie. Are you still here? And Hugh. Okay. So I think Hugh is ready, so you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, my name is Hugh Davis. Let me just fix one thing real quick. There we go. Hello, my name is Hugh Davis, and I will be singing Ai già vinta la causa by Mozart from The Marriage of Figaro, or La Notte di Figaro. Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento? In qual laccio io cadea? Perfidi, io voglio di tal modo punirvi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. Ma se pagasse la vecchia predette, pagarla in qual maniera? E poi Antonio, che all'incognito Figaro ricusa di dare la nipote in matrimonio. Coltivando l'orgoglio di questo mentecato, tutto giovane raggio il colpo è fatto. Vedrò mentr'io sospiro, felice un servo mio. E un ben che in van desio ei posseder dovrà, vedrò per man d'amore unita un vile oggetto, chi in me destona affetto, che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrò mentr'io sospiro, felice un servo mio, vedrò che un ben ch'io desio e posseder dovrà, vedrò per man d'amore unita un vile oggetto, chi in me destona affetto, che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrò, 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 a non lasciarti in pace, non può questo contento. Tu non nascesti audace, tu non nascesti audace, perdai a me tormento, e fosse ancora per ridere di mia felicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie quest'anima consola, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa. Ah, che lasciarti in pace non può questo contento. Tu non nascesti audace, perdai a me tormento, e fosse ancora per ridere di mia felicità. Già la speranza sola delle vendette mie quest'anima consola, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa.
Great. Well done. Well done. So, first of all, congratulations to your pianist too. Thank them very, very much.
That's to remain anonymous, but
that's fine. That's a fiend to play, and it was brilliantly done. So thank you very much for that. Great. Okay, Hugh, have you sung this before? I mean, have you performed this?
no, I never have. Well, I did for my junior recital, but not for an actual production.
For your junior recital?
Yeah.
You're a brave man. You're a brave man. Listen, this is one of the greatest arias for baritone ever written. So it has everything in it. It has it has character, it has drama, it has this wonderful thing that's going on all the time in this character's head. What is it? It's confidence and confusion.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun to play because it has all these contrasts. Okay, I would like you from today to think that whenever you look at any phrase in this aria, that you can do it a different way. That depending on your mood, depending on what you had for breakfast, depending on how much sleep you got last night, that don't worry at all about the F sharp. That will just come at the end. It's a piece of cake. All right. You know, I spent most of my 20s worrying about the F sharp, and what a waste of time that was. You know, honestly, the F sharp will be there because everything else will also be there. Okay, and that is really the essence of this aria, is not to get all knotted up in the tension of the scene. Thank you for your Italian, by the way. Thank you for your Italian. It's in pretty good shape. What I would like to try and do with you in the few minutes that we have, because I think you've basically got what the aria is about, and I'm not so worried about it. But what I want to try and do is just make you believe that what your thoughts are, because a lot of what your orchestra is playing is your thoughts, okay? And I want you to just try and exist in the confusion of it. So, you know, this is the point in the opera where the Count has thought he's going to get the thing that he really wants. The appointment with Susanna in the garden. She has just left the stage. They have made their meeting plans. He thinks everything's set up, and he hears her say to Figaro as she leaves the stage, you know, our case is won. Our case is won. So when you first say it, I già vin, you have to sort of repeat this. I già vinta la causa. What am I hearing? What trap am I falling into? So, and those are the first 5 bars, you know, and it is the reason that you sing an aria. Okay, then you go through this cogitation time. All right, what happens? Wait, maybe she made she paid the guy, she paid him, but how could she? How could she? So you're having this amazing conversation with yourself. Okay, so let's find all the the positive and the negative, the joy, the frustration. Yeah. Okay, in amongst this, that's the theme of the aria. So lots of investment in the contrasts. It's the 7 sides of anger. So it's the anger of suppression, it's the anger of revenge, and it's the anger of, oh, I just can't be bothered with a servant. Why is a servant making me, doing this? And besides, he gets the treasure that I want. So remember that there are all these dynamics within this aria. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to dwell on the nice singing line. Every phrase that you have. Your Italian is good, but sometimes you're just clipping the syllables a little bit. So the voice isn't so free to speak all the time. Okay? Would you do that for me? Would you? I già vinta la causa. So really use this. I già vinta la causa. Just start right there. I già vinta la causa. Cosa sento? Okay, so cosa sento. So not too much sento. Cosa sento. Okay, nice and open on the on the now. We have to be careful of our open vowels or the sento, cosa sento. If you can get a real brightness on sento, it'll really make your Italian be exciting, okay? It'll give that a flavor to sento, se. It's almost en. It's almost e. Sento. As you go into the N, think of a little sound. And that'll do two things. One, it'll clean up the vowel, and also it'll place the voice a little higher in the resonance. And that's a very helpful thing in this aria around C's and D's, okay? That'll be very useful. Try again. Cosa sento.
Hai già vinta la causa, cosa sento, in qual agio io cadea.
Okay, so this guy is so arrogant that he's going, in qualacho io cadea. Okay?
Okay.
Now, in qualacho I. Now, E sound. We have to be able to create a little bit of space in the formation of this. The tongue relaxes a little bit more at the back. So it's not so much io, but io. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Try that. In qualacho I. So that the E is related to the sound on la, o, la, cho, io, cadea. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it sort of stays in the same.
Yeah, they're in the same, and they're absolutely in the Hugh Davis sound. Okay, if you allow the e-ness, the narrowness of the e vowel to shut down too much, particularly in this part of the voice, we hear colacho io. Does that make sense? And we break the line.
Yeah.
Try in quala.
In qualacho io cadea.
Okay, now cadea, not cadea, cadea. Try in quala.
In qualacho io cadea.
Oh, Hugh, you can't believe, even through technology and 14,000 miles away, this fills the sound. It is all. It's the richness. It shows authority. It shows nobility. This is absolutely the character, and it just happens to be Hugh's voice. Okay, carry on, just like that.
Perfidi, io voglio di dar modo punirvi. A piacer mio, la sentenza sarà.
Okay, so I just have to interrupt there. A piacer mi, again, mio. It's not mio, it's mio. Yeah? A piacer mio, la sentenza, what? Sarà. Okay, try. A piacer.
A piacer mio. A piacer mio. Kind of like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. A piacer mio, la sentenza sarà. Ma se pagasse la vecchia predette.
Okay, make sure that those are all those like Maxe pagasse. This is the horror. This repeated those repeated notes are the anxiety. Suddenly the weight of the world is on you. Masse pagasse la vecchia pretendente. This is the horror story, because if she gets the dowry to pay off the debt, then she can marry. Then Marcellina is out of the way, and she's free to marry Figaro, which is your nightmare. Mm-hmm. Okay, so so can we maybe get this kind of more wondering idea? Masse pagasse la vecchia pretendente. Just to yourself. Try it, but all on the vowels.
Ma se pagasse la vecchia predette, pagarla in qual maniera, e poi me Antonio, che all'incognito Figaro ricusa di dare non impote il matrimonio.
Great. You know, Hugh, I wish we had another hour on this because you're picking up stuff really quickly. It's lovely to hear, you know, the investment that you've put in it already. I want to hear just more of the Hugh Davis sound consistently. And I have to warn you though that it's not just about giving it all the time. Sometimes you just have to clean it up, and it's clarity as much as sound. We don't have to fill it out, you know, too much. Does that make sense? Yes. I mean, uh, 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 vedrò mentr'io sospiro, felice un servo mio. So that there's a line, and it's clean. It's really clean. We don't have to over vibrate on those things. We just have to be determined and focused. And clarity and focus is every singer's dream position to be in. Hugh, thank you so much for this. Great pleasure to hear you, and good luck. And I can hear you singing this on stage, so well done.
Thank you so much, Mr. Finley. You're one of my favorite singers. Thank you so much for this time.
Pleasure to hear you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Hugh, for your time and lending your talent. And so we now have our final singer, Stephanie. Are you ready? All right, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and begin.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Tukarsh, and I'm going to sing BC Darte.
That's a lovely way to end our day. Thank you. Oh my word! That is just one of the best pieces of music ever written. Um, how can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Can you still hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Good. Um, Stephanie, how tell me about how long you've had this and why you're singing it today.
I would say kind of off and on about 2 years. I would say I've been playing with it. It's the aria that I have been chasing my whole life, I feel. And
Okay.
finally, I got the go ahead from my teacher, and it's been a lot of fun.
Okay. So would you say you've been kind of working hard at it in the last sort of 6 months or year or 3 months or
Um, Probably not as much actually in that time frame.
okay.
I picked it today just because I wanted to sing something I like.
Yeah, and that shows absolutely, really. Um, so um, what I want to encourage you, there's a couple of things I want to encourage you with.
Hmm.
One is um, I want you to enjoy just the utterance of your voice. A little. What does that mean? That means not that I. This is going to sound very odd. Not that I should dissuade anybody from investing in the text at all. But Visidarte is such a special moment in um, well, I don't know. I think in all of opera arias because it explains exactly what we do. You know, the sacrifices that we make, the you know, or the if you like the life energy that that we put into into what we do. Wow, that's so philosophical. Uh, but actually, it's why it's why I think sopranos love to sing it because it's a genuine for a lot of them it's an absolute genuine sharing um, of why they do what they do. And I would like to feel that there's not so much. I mean, it's poetic, of course, but not too much attention to the you know the to the specifics of the text. Does that make? I mean, the perché,
Yeah,
perché.
exactly.
It's like the words are coming out, but you're just kind of living it in that way. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay.
I think so.
So, what I would like you to try and do for me is to, I mean, perhaps you've already done this as a process of learning it, which is just to sing it on a few vowels and just allowing the line. I mean, Puccini is the master of letting the voice free.
Sure.
And um, put it this way, I don't want the enunciation of any text to get in the way of the line. Does that make sense? Of the
It
freedom,
does.
the
I was
freedom of
kind
the
of
sound. Yeah.
anticipating the opposite.
Oh, like more text, please.
Yeah, I was a little worried.
Okay. Well, you catch me at a time in my career when I've had a lot of time with text, a lot of time. Uh, and what I've realized actually is that text, for those people that invest a lot in text, sometimes they haven't invested so much in the voice and the line, and that sounds amazing. What a thing to say! And really, because I feel that the power, the real communication of our emotion is about the best sound that we have, because then there's no barrier between our sound and the people that are listening to us. They can feel the emotion because they're receiving the signals the whole time. If we try and create vowels that don't balance right, that consonants are over doubled or
Hmm.
whatever, that stop the sound, that um, uh, the composer has already done so much of the work for us in terms of where it lies and where the ring, where the real transition of of music from page to audience is through our instrument, and our instrument has to work at its absolute optimum all the time. We can start to control it a little bit, but one of the hardest things is that we overthink things. This is for every student that's ever learning to sing. Please don't overthink things. Please let your voice free. Please allow this extraordinary bit of muscle and cartilage and 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 flexible column allow its freedom. If we get too text bound, I'm going to put a lot of language coaches out of business by saying this, but they of course they want us to sound our best as well, and they want their audiences to be able to hear. Well, I believe that they can hear with our hearts as well as our ears. Okay, so vi si darte. It's really all the same vowel, and we have a few little kind of consonants within that. I'm wondering, Stephanie, can you give me a version which is a little more intimate? Now, what is that? Intimate.
Sure.
Intimate means just more personal. You're in a tremendous acoustic there. Thank you for that. See if you can make the organ pipes behind you sort of just shimmer with the sound. Okay. I don't want too much of a volume of it. What I want is the pure clarity of that. It may feel a bit, well, anyway, just give me a version.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do now is to see whether you can get all those vowels, because there's lots of them in there, and they're coming kind of speechified. Now, remember that in the opera, this is just before she agrees, apparently. So this is where, as horrible as that situation is, somehow you have to make this as pure and as pure. The idea of it's vulnerable and it's also deeply, deeply felt, so that there's this. It's a simplicity. That's really what I want to say. There's very simplicity. So we don't need. I mean, visidarte. Yes, I've lived the light of art. I've lived the life of art. But I would also like to hear visidarte, so that more of Stephanie is in that sound. If we do too narrow an e, visidarte, is what I was saying to Hugh just before. Just allow the roundness of your sound, and you won't work so hard to make it happen. See if you can go V, C, and think of E, but allow a position of openness towards the back of your mouth a bit.
Okay. Are we stopping?
We are, Stephanie.
That's fine.
Stephanie, this is so beautiful.
Thank you.
No, just the beginning was just completely captivating. Everybody was starting to lean in to thing, because what you did was you invited us in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You invited us in. The purity of the sound was so beguiling and so tender, so tender. I'd love you to pursue this kind of feeling for this, and actually just in the long, similar note, same pitch phrases where you've got lots of things. Try and think about with your teacher, if you wouldn't mind just trying to find a homogeneity of those vowels a little bit, not
Oh,
so
yeah.
much
She would agree.
sincera rather than sincera.
Yep.
Okay, that would be huge, and that would be very Italian and beautiful. And
Absolutely sure she would agree with you.
well, that's wonderful. Yes, I'm not paid to say this, I have to say. But in any case, thank you for bringing this today. It really is a perfect way to round off. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, and beautiful job to you and all of the singers in today's class. Unfortunately, everyone, we are out of time, so we have no time for questions in the interest of time of our next session, which is with Respiro Opera. And so just so everyone knows, this class will be available in our online video library for our subscribers in the coming weeks. And just a couple other reminders, which I'm sure you've heard, is that our app is now available in the App Store, the CS Music app for Apple users. So feel free to download that and update your artist profile, read articles, and find auditions. Also, the virtual exhibitor hall is open on Saturday from 3 to 7, and we're giving away 4 $100 Amazon gift cards to attendees who would tag us on social media. And I hope to see you guys in the next session. I hope you're enjoying the convention so far. And I can't wait to see all of you all in the next call. So stick around if you plan to stay for Respiro Opera. The call will end, so it might knock you off, but just hop back on, okay? Congratulations again, everyone. And thank you so much, Gerald, for your time.
I've been great pleasure, and well done, everybody. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, I'll see you all momentarily. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.